Last night on, actually it was on the 8th, a couple of nights ago, Sarah Jones, writing at politicususa.com, lays it out here for us. On Rachel Maddow's show, Rachel explained that Michigan Republican Governor Rick Snyder is pushing a bill through that will give ultimate government power literally to corporations. Snyder's bill not only goes after collective bargaining rights, but does in fact seem to represent the Republicans' final solution to killing democracy by enabling the replacement of elected officials, dissolving entire city governments, and handing them over to corporations. Snyder calls this his budget bill, and he says it's a shared sacrifice. But it gifts corporations with $1.8 billion in tax breaks now, right now, while hitting citizens with harder taxes, including seniors and other vulnerable individuals, and cutting essential services to an already suffering region, Michigan. Maddow said last night, quote, "The Michigan House has already passed and the Michigan Senate is about to pass a bill that sounds like it is out of a dystopian leftist novel from the future. If you think Republican governors across the country are using fiscal crisis as a pretext to do stuff they otherwise want to do, this is something I don't think I would have ever believed Republicans even wanted to do. But this is what they are proposing. This hasn't gotten much national attention, but please check it out." She went on to describe the threat to democracy in Michigan. This is what she said. Governor Rick Snyder's budget in Michigan is expected to cut aid to cities and towns so much that a lot of cities and towns in Michigan are expected to be in dire financial straits. Right now, Governor Snyder is pushing a bill that would give himself, Governor Snyder, and his administration the power to declare any town or any school district to be in a financial emergency. If a town was declared by the governor or his administration to be in a financial emergency, the governor would get to put somebody in charge of that town. Are you listening, Truth Seeker? And they want to give that emergency manager, that person that they put in charge of the town, for example, the power to, quote, reject, modify, or terminate any contracts that the town may have entered into, including any collective bargaining agreements, end quote. The bill being considered in Michigan also has the power to suspend or dismiss elected officials. Think of this. Think of the Enabling Act. Think of Adolf Hitler. God damn it, Hitler is the template because he's the template. Rachel goes on, this emergency person also gets the power under the bill to suspend or dismiss elected officials. Think about that for a second. It doesn't matter who you voted for in Michigan. It doesn't matter who you elected. Your elected local government can be dismissed at will. The emergency person sent in by the Rick Snyder administration could recommend that a school district be absorbed into another school district. That emergency person is also granted power specifically to disincorporate or dissolve entire city governments. Are you listening? Maddow went on. What year was your town founded? Does it say so like on the town borders as you drive into your town? Does it say that your town was founded in what year? What did your town's founding fathers and founding mothers have to go through to incorporate your town? Republicans in Michigan want to be able to unilaterally abolish your town and disincorporate it, regardless of what you, as a resident of that town, thinks about it. You don't even have the right to express an opinion about it through your locally elected officials who represent you, because the Republicans in Michigan say they reserve the right to dismiss your measly elected officials and to do what they want instead because they know best. Now, what's worse here is that the power to abolish governments can be handed to corporations. Are you ready for this? Rachel said the version of this bill that passed the Republican-controlled Michigan House said it was fine for this emergency power to declare a fiscal emergency invoking all of these extreme powers. It was fine for that power to be held by a corporation. So swaths of Michigan could, at the governor's disposal, be handed over to the discretion of a company. You still want your town to exist? Take it up with the board of directors of the corporation that will be overseeing your future. Or rather, don't take it up with them because they're not interested. Now there's more of this. Are you listening to this? Are you listening? This is Governor Rick Snyder of Michigan, who has decided that the people of Michigan are scum. They're termites. And this bill is working its way through the Michigan legislature, and it will pass. And when it does pass, you people of Michigan, you can kiss it all goodbye.